Good evening, fellows, and welcome back again into the meeting room. Yeah. So let's look at the weekly market review. Okay. So dollar index. Okay. So dollar index, we were anticipating some price action at the top, right? So at here, this pair, if you guys remember that. So we have seen nice price action over there. Okay. So that channel broken down. Okay. So those guys who are already into this sell, you guys need to stay into that cell, but those who are looking to get into the cell, because there is no cell setup at the current price, right? So because you guys can see that price already uh, almost already moved 50% of the wave. Just let me draw like this. Yeah. All right, so you can see over there 50%, the way we were looking, price has already completed that wave. Okay, so this way we were looking, so 50% that wave has gone. Right now, if you are looking to get into the market, if you, in case you miss that, so let's look at the lower time frame. Okay, so pay attention here at this place. So short term upside is very much possible. All right. Okay, so pay attention. We have broken down this reversal channel formation. All right, so you can see continuation formation. It can further push to the upside, can come up to, can come close to your 7-8. All right, and pay attention at this place. Okay, completion of this pattern. Okay, A, B, and C. All right, and price going to come close to your 786. Right, and then pay attention here and watch price action. Either it is going to break out, going to close above your 100%. All right, and if so, then don't try to get into the market. Just leave it. Okay, just leave it. Just wait for the price action here. All right, and if you're gonna see, I mean, if goes beyond that, violate that 100%, and watch for the price action over there. Right, like impulsive. If impulsive formation comes over there, then you can take entry in the same way, the way you have guys tried here at this place. Yeah, took trade setup over there. Watch impulsive signs, look for sell. All right, so this is the dollar index. Okay, in case price continue, okay, to the upside, continue to the upside, violate that 100% tracement area, close above the place where the impulse has begun. All right, then we're gonna pay attention at this place. Okay, then we're gonna pay attention that place, like this channel formation. Right, so upside is limited. All right, upside is limited, downside is very much possible. All right, so that is the reason for medium term. Of a short term, we are not looking for upside, we are looking for downside, and then longer term upside. All right, so dollar index is on the chart. So on lower time frame, you guys can see that quite similar, like continuation formation, like flag. Yeah, all right, so short term trade may appear over there to the upside, this trade. Okay, that formation, and then that formation. All right, this formation, like ascending channel or flag back to that impulse. All right, so indications are not favorable over there. So for selling, indications are not favorable for selling. Indications gonna be favorable somewhere here. That is the reason I'm looking for that place to look for short over there. Euro USD is quite similar like that. All right. Okay, so if breakdown, currently we are looking for this formation, right? This triangle formation. If breakdown, we're gonna pay attention at this place. All right, so we're gonna stay to the upside, we're not gonna look for continuation to the downside. Okay, just price can extend the ranges. All right, so can break down this trend line and can come up to this area, and then can rise back to the upside. All right, because indications are not showing continuation to the downside. Okay, so impulse, okay, short-term impulse forming continuation formation. All right, so it can break down to the downside and can test this area. All right, so pay attention at this area, 100% retracement or 786 for the upside. Okay, so Euro USD, we are still looking for upside. One thing is confirmed, and that is, guys, you can see over there price action is very much strong over there. Yeah, impulse is there. Okay, so retracement is on its way but hasn't, gone beyond this 100% of that impulse. And your USD cheap is quite similar like that. All right, the bigger formation is this, like the dollar index, this pattern formation. All right, and on 1 hour time frame, quite similar like that. All right, okay, so up move 786, previous impulse 786, pay attention at this place for short. Okay, so if close above, we need to watch this formation. All right, because indications are not showing continuation to the upside. All right, so let me show you all three so that you guys can get the idea. 1 hour, okay, let me get back to the daily much clearer. All right, so dollar index, Euro USD cheap, and Euro USD. Right, so we are experiencing same formation on these three pairs. All right, so we are looking for downside, and upside. The next one is pound USD. Okay, so the bigger formation is triangle. We are still looking for triangle. Okay, we are not looking for continuation to the upside. We are looking for this wave. All right, last week we were anticipating that it can form flat channel. All right, so we have seen that flat channel over there. Yeah, so if you guys remember that, we were anticipating some price action here at this place at the start of the previous week. Right, so we have seen this wave in the last week. All right, so I'm anticipating this wave in the coming week. Yeah, so be prepared for this wave. All right, okay, so don't miss this wave. I don't think so we're gonna see breakout of this wave to the downside in next coming week. All right, so don't miss this wave in the next week. All right, so let's look at the entry point. Yeah, some of you guys sold here. Yeah, this pair. Yeah, this pair. I'm very much optimistic on this pair that we're gonna get this wave. Yeah, this pair, this trade setup is on top of my list. All right. Okay, so I'm very much on this pair. I'm looking for, very much positive on this pair. Okay, so if price close above, then price gonna stop me out. All right, if price goes beyond, I'm out from the market, guys. If price close above 100%, violate that area, I'm stopped out. All right, I'm not gonna stay into the trade. Right, the trade I have sold here. All right, okay, so I'm not gonna stay into that trade. Okay, So you guys can read that is forming a continuation pattern. Okay, so currently price was close to the 786 because some traders, some of you guys love to look at the fib retracement areas. Okay, so price tested the 786 of the previous impulse. Now we're looking for continuation to the downside. All right, so let's remove that. 1 hour, you guys can see that uptrend broken. All right, that uptrend broken. All right, so it is forming continuation pattern formation. All right, okay, so try to sell based on risk taking entry. All right, so apply the favorite placement like that. All right, so pay attention somewhere here. If price come close to 786 like that, so look for sell here close to that 786. All right, so this pair is on top of my list for high probability trade setup. All right, so CAD yen. Okay, so CAD yen is quite similar like the previous short-term trade setup. Okay, if you guys remember that was the trade. Okay, and the previous week that was the trade. Okay, so that two trade setup for short-term has gone. Okay, so if you guys remember that, this formation, okay, this expanding triangle formation, yeah, breaking down. All right, so the next trade setup formation is this. Okay, either price gonna give you another continuation formation quite similar like that for the downside for this trade setup, or completely gonna give you a strong impulse. Okay, if price give you strong impulse on, I mean, breakout of this descending channel. Okay, for breakout of this descending channel up to that place. Okay, so you need to go back to the 15-minute, watch impulse over there. If impulse comes over there, okay, like that, if impulse comes over there on your lower time frame, then try to join that impulse on your lower time frame. Okay, in the same way, the way we have seen impulse on Australian dollar and American dollar. Okay, we were anticipating two kind of price action over there. Yeah, and last week either price gonna form a continuation formation. Okay, this kind of impulse. Right, this kind of impulse, it appears over there on our time frame and you can read that, then look for upside buy. Okay, but buying gonna be risky. All right, so be careful. Buying gonna be risky because the trend is downside, right? And if price start to emerge like that, gonna form a continuation pattern, we're gonna look for another sell. Okay, like this sell, like this sell, right? So we're gonna look for sell, right? So if you are looking to buy for this corrective up wave, for that corrective up wave going to be very much risky. All right, very much risky. It can continue to the downside, right? So only buy if you see the impulse on your lower time frame. If you see the impulse, then buy. Okay, that impulse gonna break out that descending trend, short-term descending trend, and can come up to the upper trend line. And euro yen is quite similar like that, right? So we can see that price has broken down that formation. All right, so we were anticipating long from here. Okay, so we can see price has broken down that uptrend here clearly. All right, so the next trade setup for short term and for medium term, I'll explain that on lower time frame. Okay, if we will see daily bigger continuation formation under that, that is the trade we're gonna look for. Okay, that is the trade we're gonna look for, at least up to the previous low. Okay, up to this place, up to the previous low. All right, so we're gonna deal this pair exactly in the same way, the way I have explained the CAD yen. All right, so currently price is just pushing to the downside. Yeah, in case price start to form this formation, then we're gonna look for this trade setup or continuation to the downside. Yeah, if we're gonna see impulse, we're gonna look for reversal to the upside. Okay, let's look at the lower time frame. Hold on. Okay, so currently you guys can see that it is just going to continue to the downside. Yeah, nothing has changed. Which pair? Which pair, Jay? Pound USD. Yeah, possible. It is possible that can break the the previous high, but I'm not anticipating that. It can break out, but I'm not anticipating that, right? Because that trade setup is a high probability trade setup, and I'm anticipating the reversal. Price has tried a couple of times to break above that triangle, but every time when it was trying, just getting rejection. So you can see impulse is just coming over there from that trend reversal point. All right, so if we will see the continuation formation, we're gonna look for downside. Yeah, quite similar like that, or quite similar like the previous one. We're gonna look for this trade. All right, okay, so if impulse appear over there, which is very much likely that impulse gonna appear over there from on lower time frame, because conditions are extremely oversold. Okay, and whenever we see these kind of conditions, impulse may come over there. Yeah, so if you'll see the impulse like that on your lower time frame, then look for a reversal to the upside. Okay, reversal to the upside. So in the same way, the way we have seen on New Zealand dollar. Okay, so pound New Zealand. All right, so every time when price gonna form new high, we are seller. Okay, so some of you guys just taking nice profit within on pound New Zealand, right? So this corrective up move gonna break down very soon, guys. Right, so it is just extending the ranges. You guys can see that this is corrective up move. Very soon this corrective up move gonna break down and showing some signs from the top, so showing some impulses at the top. You guys can see that, yeah, impulses showing. All right, so currently forming a continuation formation. That up move very much possible, guys. That up move is very much possible. Price can rise back to the top again. All right, so those who sold here, if you are still into the market, move on break even. Yeah, the first step you need to do, just move on break even. Okay, all right. If breakdown, yeah, breakdown is possible. All right, so because we are looking for this trade, this wave, upside is limited and downside has a huge potential, so it can break down. All right, so for short term, if price start to rise again to the upside, then for short term you can look for a buy quite similar like that. All right, so this wave can come over there again. All right, so you guys can see. All right, so this up wave can come over there again. Right, and if so, we are seller again from the top, from here we are seller again, we are not buyer. Right, for short term upside is for buying for upside is possible. For short term you can buy for the upside, right? But whenever price gonna break down, it will break aggressively, and whenever it will break aggressively, gonna stop you out like that aggressively to the downside. All right, so up wave is very much possible for next week. Australian dollar. Yeah, so we have seen strong impulse over there on lower time frame. Yeah, if you guys remember that in last week meeting, I asked you guys, we're gonna watch two kind of price action. Let me show you here. We're gonna watch two kind of price action. If corrective, if we're gonna see, yeah, anyone remember that? I think damn near remember that. Yeah, he took some profit on this pair, and he remember that how I was talking about that. How, no, what I was talking about that in last week. All right. So either price gonna rise correctively or impulsively. Yeah. If price gonna rise correctively, we're gonna look for this trade. Okay. And if price start to rise aggressively, we're gonna look for that trade. All right. And let me show you what kind of price action I was asking you to guys watch your lower time frame. And if that kind of price action appeared over there on your lower time frame, then look for reversal. All right. So that was the price action. That was the price action. All right. So I hope you guys can see that. Okay. So that was the Australian dollar and USD dollar. Okay. So that was the impulse which you guys have seen somewhere here at this place. Okay, that impulse was giving us an indication that price is going to reverse. Currently, price is running outside this yellow line, running outside that yellow line, right? So that was the indication that it is going to reverse into another way, going to change the formation. Yeah, that was the first impulse indication, and that was the second indication that price is going to reverse. So you can read that on even your 1 hour time frame clearly here. Yeah, so you can read that. All right, so now how those guys who are not into this trade, now how they need to look at the trade setup, how they need to look at the trade setup. All right, so Kapuri, you were asking me that which trade setup has a high probability trade setup. Okay, so here we got another example for that trade setup. Okay, so you can see over there, okay, this area, this part has a high probability area. I mean to say has a higher probability trend reversal point for short at the top. Okay, and this area has a less probability as with compared to the that. Okay, so this place very much likely gonna hold. Yeah, price not gonna break that. All right, that area, because price is holding that area since very long. All right, and price can break to the downside. All right, because so let me show you the bigger formation first. Okay, so you can see over there price is holding that formation since very long. All right, price at every time and coming close to this area just getting rejection. Okay, now we are looking to buy for up to that area, to the that trend, up to that trend line. Okay, if I'll buy this continuation formation on breakout somewhere here, okay, somewhere here on breakout, or somewhere here on current price breakout. Yeah, this price start to rise somewhere here on breakout. Yeah, so I'll use my stop loss within these ranges. Yeah, within these ranges, yeah, that stop loss gonna very much likely price gonna stop me out. Yeah, if I'll use my stop loss within these ranges. All right, very much likely price gonna stop me out. For example, if I'll buy the breakout over here, okay, and I'll use my stop loss here. If price break out, no gonna continue, start to fall. Okay, so price gonna stop me out. All right, and you can see over there potential gonna be very much small if I'll buy on the breakout. Okay, potential gonna be small, and I will have to use much bigger stop loss if I want to take that much potential, for example, like that. Okay, and that's not a reasonable trade setup, or not a reasonable stop loss. All right, so what I'll have to do, yeah, not a good risk reward ratio. What I'll have to do, I will only be interested to buy once price gonna come close to somewhere here within these ranges. All right, within these ranges. Okay, if price come close to within these ranges, then I will look for buy. Okay, and in this case my stop loss gonna be reasonable. All right, gonna be beyond that impulse. All right, gonna be beyond that impulse, and potentially gonna be very much good. Okay, and that trade setup gonna have high probability as with compared to the breakout setup or buying somewhere here. All right, okay, so in case price goes somewhere here, not gonna continue, goes beyond that previous high, yeah, not gonna continue to the upside, start to fall. All right, so I'll have a break-even trade rather than losing trade, buying somewhere here, right, or buying somewhere here. So rather than losing trade, I'm gonna have a break-even trade. Okay, so first of all, figure it out. If I'll buy here or buy here, will that trade setup gonna give me good risk reward ratio? And what if price not gonna continue, if change its formation, then my stop loss gonna be hit or gonna be safe? If gonna be safe, then all right, and if gonna be hit, then you don't need to look for that trade setup. Okay, so just leave that trade setup and move on to the next trade setup. All right, so buying at that place, so the first entries guys has gone. Okay, first entries which I have shown you. Okay, buying based on impulse, if impulse appeared on lower time frame, that entry has gone. All right, so we are not talking about that entry, we are talking about continuation formation now. All right, okay, so we are talking about continuation formation, fellows. We are not talking about entry based on impulse or based on structure or oversold conditions, or based on structures. All right, guys, is it clear? Yeah, yeah, so perfect. Yeah, so that trade setup has gone, which I have shown you on lower time frame. Yeah, entry based on that impulse, that trade setup is no more. All right, so that trade setup is no more, that trade setup has gone. Now the trade setup, we are looking for continuation to the upside. Okay, now let me show you. If price tests that place, then the trade setup is going to be very much high probability trade setup for the upside. All right, okay, so currently it is forming continuation formation. It is very much possible price no gonna test that place and gonna continue. All right, and if price gonna continue, I'm not interested to buy over there somewhere here. Okay, because my trade setup not gonna be very much high probability trade setup over there. So my trade only gonna have 20 or 30% probability rate. Yeah, okay, so if price test that area, I'll be buyer over here. Yeah, I'll look to buy at that place. Right, in other words, if you guys gonna use your fib lines, price gonna test these areas. Yeah, 50 or 61 or 618 area. Right, okay, test of this impulse, previous impulse up to 778. All right, so be patient. Those who are already into this trade, they bought, you need to stay into that trade. But those who are still looking for the entry, buying from the current price is not a good idea. Right, if you're gonna use if you're gonna buy some, if you're gonna use stop loss within these ranges, you guys can see that it is forming continuation formation, yeah, like flag. All right, and flag can come up to the previous 100% retracement. Right, so using stop loss within these ranges gonna give you less probabilities, high chances to be stopped out. Okay, so let's move on to the next. Yeah, short term sell for her, but it is very much risky. Yeah, you can see impulse is very much strong over there. All right, impulse is very much strong. All right, it is very much strong. If you're gonna sell against that impulse, so again, your probability is gonna be less, and chances to lose that trade gonna be very much high. Okay, so that is the trade setup we're gonna look for next week. Okay, like that. And New Zealand dollar is also quite similar like that, so let me explain that with it as well. So currently if you look at these trade setups, Australian dollar and American dollar and New Zealand dollar and American dollar, so both are just at testing your 38% retracement, yeah, 38% retracement of your in previous impulse. Okay, so it means that it can form that channel and can continue. Not gonna give you retracement up to 786 or 618. I'm gonna continue, right? Because flat channel not gonna give you retracement up to that area like this. Continuation to the upside. Okay, here you can see. So retracement gonna be 338. Right, this price start to form a flat channel. Gonna continue testing this area. Gonna continue. Okay, so we're gonna, those who are already into, I know a couple of you guys are still into this trade, yeah. So those who are already into this trade, you don't need to be worried about that. Just stay into that trade. Okay, so that is the impulse, guys, which I was asking you guys. Whenever that kind of impulse gonna appear over there from the bottom, that impulse no gonna respect that trend line, that short-term trend line. No gonna respect that short-term trend line. Okay, clearly gonna break out that short-term corrective uptrend. So you guys can see that that impulse was very much strong and violated that previous descending channel. Violated that previous descending channel. Yeah, so clearly running outside that descending channel, that continuation formation. All right, so breakout is there, continuation formation is just building over there. All right, so try to buy as much close to this area. All right, if price tests that area again, something like that, then look for upside again. All right, so no sell setup from the current price. If it is forming a breakout setup, I'm not interested into that breakout setup. It can continue forming. All right, same like USD. Yeah, so it can continue. I'll only be interested to buy for another to the upside once price gonna come close to the like my 7-8 retracement or 618, all right, somewhere here. Okay, so in the same way, the way we have bought based on that information, okay, based on that information, right, in the same way, the way we have bought based on that information, based on that impulse. Okay, so we're gonna deal here in the same way. Right, so good luck to you guys, those who are already into this trade. Further upside is very much possible. So the first target gonna be the previous high. Previous high. We'll see that what we're gonna see over there. Australian dollar, sorry, USD and yen. All right, very simple. Let me show you. All right, so this is descending channel forming with the strong impulse. You guys can see that strong impulse is just there. That is the strong impulse. That pattern is just developing over there for the upside. For short term, this is the trade setup. All right, this is the trade setup for short term. All right, this is the trade setup for short term. All right, in the same way, the way you have sold from this triangle formation. Okay, some of you guys sold here from this triangle formation, quite similar like the CAD yen. Okay, so some traders were looking this kind of formation. Okay, this kind of formation, this kind of formation, like fat channel formation. All right, so we were looking last week, we were looking this formation. We were looking triangle formation. Yeah, so triangle formation completed, that wave completed. All right, so currently we're gonna watch price action in the same way, the way we have seen on Australian dollar and USD dollar, and I have explained on the euro yen, CAD yen. Yeah, in the same way, if impulse appear over there on your lower time frame like that, right, like that, so that is the trade, that is the trade. Okay, we're gonna look for breakout of this channel, this descending channel, and continuation to the upside. All right, so like that. All right, so if we will see this continuation formation, we're gonna look for this trade. Okay, quite similar like this trade. Okay, like the previous week, this trade for short term to the downside. Right, so buying from current price, I mean to say, if you are looking to buy for this trade or for that trade, okay, the only way you need to look for buy once you will see the impulse on your 15-minute time frame. If you will buy without that information, you may have a losing trade. Okay, you may have a losing trade. You guys can see that it is not showing any sign for upside, like it is just forming continuation impulse, forming continuation and just getting down, forming continuation, just getting down. Yeah, so it can further fall to the downside. that impulse that impulse, if that impulse appear over there, that impulse gonna give you an indication that it is going to change the direction. Okay, it is going to turn into another way. That information gonna give you an idea that impulse is just coming over there and you can look for buy. So buying without that information gonna give you a losing trade. Okay, buying without that information gonna give you a losing trade. So don't buy without that information, because the trend is downside, it is just pushing down, and if you will buy, you will have to use a bigger stop loss. All right, so the reasonable stop loss not gonna work over there. Okay, Kopori, did you got the idea? Yeah, did you understand? Risk taking entry no gonna work all the time. Okay, the risk taking entry gonna give you too many bad trades. If you are looking to get into the market based on risk taking entry, you're gonna get too many bad trades. All right, so if you want to save yourself, just go back to the lower time frame, watch for the impulse. If impulse comes over there, then try to take the risk over there based on that information. So without watching that information, you are getting into the market, you are just giving your money to the market. Yeah, you are just losing, simply just throwing out away your money. Yeah, okay, because you can see prices just pushing down, pushing down, pushing down. Yeah, So if you are buying against that, you are just throwing your money out, throwing your money in the bin, because trend is downside, trend is bearish, and if you will try to push that trend to the other side, you can't do that. Okay, the trend is bearish. Yeah, high chances to get stopped out. Yeah, so these trade setup has a high risk trade setup. I mean to say, yen pairs, we are looking to buy yen pairs. All right, so currently these trade setup has a high risk. Okay, the short term trend is to the downside, and that short term trend is sharp, is aggressive. All right, not showing any impulse, not showing any impulse to the upside, just showing continuation, corrective continuation formations, continuation formations. All right, continuation formation like expanding triangle here, continuation formation and bigger triangle. All right, so all these are continuation formation, still forming continuation formations, trend continuation patterns. All right, so the impulse will give you an idea that it is going to change this corrective trend continuation formation into another direction, that direction. Okay, so buying without that information, you are just throwing your money into the bin, because the trend is bearish. Trend is bearish, you can't force that trend into other direction. All right, so for buying to the upside, go back to your lower time frame in the same way, the way you have seen on New Zealand dollar and Australian dollar. Yeah, that impulse going to give you an idea that it is going to change the direction of the trend to the upside. So that's going to be a buy setup over there. If you remember that, I have asked you to look for short-term sell setup on that pair, Australian dollar and yen. Let me explain the others, then we're gonna move on to that pair if we're gonna get some time. All right, so I'm still looking for upside, guys, not looking for downside, continuation to the downside. All right, if in case if we will see this kind of candles, let me tell you what kind of candles. Like this, if we will see this kind of candles, okay, like this, if we're gonna see this kind of candles, all right, then we know gonna look for upside. Okay, then we know gonna look for this trade setup. All right, what we will look for in that case, we will look for this formation and then continuation to the downside. All right, so somewhere here indication is gonna be overbought. Currently indications are showing this wave. All right, currently indications are showing this wave. If we will see this kind of price action, just clearly violation of this corrective up wave to the downside, all right, then that wave no gonna come over there. Okay, then we're gonna look for continuation to the downside. All right, so we'll see that at the end if we will get time for that pair. Or should currently we were looking for the trade setup on other pairs. All right, so New Zealand dollar, sorry, New Zealand and yen. All right, so last week the trade for short term to the downside, that was the trade, for short term to the downside for last week. All right, so let me show you. All right, so this was the short term trade to the downside, short term trade setup to the downside. So that was the continuation formation, short-term trade setup to the downside. So another short-term trade setup appeared over there on 1 hour time frame but broken down. All right, let me bring, yeah, here is the chart. Okay, so that was the short-term trade setup which was forming to the downside up to this place. I was anticipating breakout from this place. Okay, I was anticipating further continuation to the upside, but price did not came close to that area and broken down early. All right. So another trade setup for short term for next week, guys, gonna form here. If price tests that area like this, then the trade setup gonna form over there. All right. Okay. So quite similar like that. That trade setup. That trade setup. And if you can't wait for the price to come up to that area and you are looking to buy for upside, then pay attention at the previous low. If impulse appear over there on lower time frame, then look for buy for short term to the upside. Let me show you. All right, pay attention at this area. Okay, if you are looking for short term upside, pay attention at this area. If price stopped here, okay, you can see continuation formations over there. Price stopped here and give you some impulsive signs quite similar like that, then you can look for this buy. Okay. All right. So remember, the trend is to the downside. So buying against that trend has a high risk. High risk means less probabilities. All right, less probabilities. So high probability trade setup somewhere here, quite similar like the previous one. Exactly. Over there, higher probability trade setup gonna form over there. Yeah. So like that. Right? This is the high probability trade setup like that, right? I hope you guys understand. All right, so let me show you what was the short-term trade setup. So short-term trade setup was that I was anticipating breakout somewhere here. I was not interested for this much potential. I wasn't looking for this much potential. I was looking for this much potential, right? But price broken down early. Price did not hit that trend line, broken down early. Yeah. So pay attention here and pay attention there, right? That formation at this place. Okay, that trend continuation formation quite similar like the previous one. Let's look at the next. Cat Chief. All right. So we are getting close to the strong and bigger trend reversal point, the weekly trend reversal point. That is the weekly trend reversal point. You guys can see that on weekly time frame. Yeah, coming close to that trend reversal point right here. Pay attention on your lower time frame, guys. Short term upside is very much possible. All right, short term upside is very much possible. I'm not interested for this much potential. Okay, I'm not interested for this much potential. I'm more interested for this much potential. Okay, I'm more interested for this much potential. Okay, breakdown of this channel formation to the downside. All right. Okay, so I'm interested breakout of this ascending channel into this direction. So you all guys can see that trend reversal formation is over there. Okay, indications are also in, very much favorable. All right, so pay attention this trend line. Pay attention at that trend line when price come close to that trend line. All right, so look for sell to the downside. Right, so it is very much possible that price not gonna pass that trend line. Okay, and if so, I'm not interested. All right, so you guys can see that continuation formation is there, impulse and continuation formation is there. Yeah, I have asked you to guys at the in the last meeting that if price gonna form continuation formation, it can form a trade setup, this formation. Yeah, breakout of this corrective uptrend and continuation under that, right? So currently it is forming continuation. Yeah, so it can continue to the downside. Continuation formation is there. All right, so you guys can see that continuation formation is there, right? So it can continue to the downside, not going to hit the upper trend line. Very much possible. And similar here on EuroCAD, right? EuroCAD is quite similar like that. All right, so more interested in this wave, less interested in this wave, right? Because we have already, you know, sold here at that place, yeah. So took that trade setup. All right, so in case if you guys still looking to sell, all right, so still looking to sell, so pay attention here at this place. Okay, currently it is ready for the downside, forming continuation. Currently it is ready for the downside. Okay, forming continuation formation. Let me show you on lower time frame. All right, so forming continuation formation. Yeah, so pay attention close to the upper trend line for that trade, yeah. And then reversal from the bottom to the up to the upside. All right, so watching that area for the downside. Uzi chief watching that area. All right, so it is very much possible that price gonna break out because we are looking for upside on Australian dollar. All right, so less probability trade set up for downside at the moment. Okay, but we are looking for sell, right? We are looking for sell, so we are watching. So in the same way the way we have done over there. Okay, so we are looking for sell. We are not interested to upside to buy. We are more interested to this. Okay, so the reason is because we are at the weekly reversal point. The whole area, the whole zone is a weekly reversal point. So we're gonna be more interested to sell rather than looking for buy to the upside. Right, so this is the reversal, weekly reversal formation point. Okay, so we are interested in that trade. You can see impulses over there. We are not interested for the upside. Okay, so currently it is forming continuation formation, so be careful if you are looking for sell. There is no sell setup. It can continue to the upside, yeah. So currently bullish, be careful. Okay, so this is the Euro New Zealand dollar. We are looking for a downside on this pair, this pattern formation. All right, this pattern formation. We're not looking for that trade. We are looking for the downside. Last time we were looking for upside. Some of you got break-even trade based on that continuation formation, and some of you got some good profit, small profit, yeah. So some of you got break-even trade. All right, so that is the trade I'm looking for next week. All right, continuation formation, and for this trade, looking for this trade. All right, even it can further continue to the downside. Not looking for breakout, something like that, yeah. Not looking for breakout, something like that. So pattern has changed itself. Trend continuation formation is changed. That trend continuation formation is broken down. All right, so impulse is coming over there. You guys can see that. Okay, so this pair is bearish. All right, so that is the trade I'm looking for. So it is not setting up for the downside, currently just preparing the trade setup. So once it is ready, we'll sell it. And similar here. Yeah, it can take a couple of days to complete itself. Pay attention at this breakout, strong breakout. All right, quite similar like that. Okay, that trade setup. Okay, if breakout, we are not selling. All right, so because it is rising aggressively. UQL is setting up for the downside, guys. I guess you can see the corrective up wave is about to die, or it seems to me has died already. It's just about to fall. Let me remove the lines. All right, so you guys can see that corrective up wave is dying here at this place. Okay, so on lower time frame you can see impulse and continuation formation is over there. Continuation formation, yeah, that is the trade setup. All right, so uptrend is broken, all right, and forming continuation formation. So you can look for sell based on that trend continuation formation by putting your stop loss just behind the previous high, yeah, previous high. All right, so that is the trade we are looking for. So you can read that trend continuation formation on lower time frame. All right, like that. Okay, try to sell as much high as you can somewhere here within these ranges based on that impulse. Okay, so price can stay at the top for a couple of days, yeah, so be careful guys. If price start to go into the correction, a complex or thick corrections, then stop loss behind that area not gonna work over there, right? So something like this, if I start to do something like that, all right, something like that, yeah, so that stop loss not gonna work, so be careful. All right, so it can start to do like that. Not interested in this pair. All right, so paying attention at that area again. I'm seller again. Okay, so last time you couple some of you guys took nice profit, and I also took short small small profit. Yeah, sold here, so sold here and closed here the previous low. Yeah, so took small profit. All right, now looking for sell again at the previous close to the previous high. I'm seller again. Okay, I can see that price is forming this pattern. This pattern is quite similar like the pound USD, that wave. Okay, as long as price gonna stay under that area, that impulse, we are looking for this trade. Violation gonna change the trade setup. All right. Okay, so similar like the previous trade setups. All right, so close to 786. A, B, and C, right? And A, B, and the next C to the downside. Right, New Zealand dollar, as I have explained, I think, yeah, I have explained that before. So USD CAD is not ready to do anything, not selling, not buying. All right, some of you guys took profit. All right, and I took my profit here at that place. Okay, I took my profit, sold here, and took my profit here. Yeah, so we'll see that currently you guys can see that it is much bullish rather than bearish, much bullish currently, much bullish to the upside. Okay, much bullish to the upside. So it can come close to the top again. All right, so it can come close to the top again. So if so, and we'll see if price, what kind of price action we're going to see over here within this area. Okay, then we're gonna look for this wave. We'll see the price action, and that I'm not interested within this much potential. I'm more interested within this bearish wave based on that continuation formation. If we look at the daily is showing that price has broken down, all right, but trace back to the upside aggressively. But continuation formation still there. Continuation formation hasn't changed. Right, continuation formation is still there to the downside for this wave. So we'll see that. Okay, so what are you what you are asking, Arshad, on this pair? You are asking for the impulse. Yeah, so you are asking for the impulse. So you are asking for this impulse. This impulse, yeah? Yeah. So you can see after that price is forming continuation formation. Yeah, so it can break out to the upside. So continuation formation is there. Yeah, impulse and continuation formation is there. As long as price just stay above that area, it is buy setup. It is buy setup to the upside. All right. So close beyond that area, gonna violate that impulse. All right. So short term upside is possible. Yes, short term breakout of that trend continuation is possible. So it is ready for short term to the upside. It is ready for short term to the upside. Okay, so you can see my arrow still there. So short term upside is possible of this continuation formation as long as price just stay above that area. Yeah, exactly. It is less probable just because of the other yen pairs, because yen pairs yen is very much strong. Yeah, so yen is very much strong. Okay, so it can violate that area, right? So once you will see impulse across the yen pairs, you will see the reversal. All right, so currently we don't see that impulse. All right, so this is just because of the Australian dollar, because the Australian dollar is getting strong. That impulse came just because of that pair. Yeah, so Australian dollar is getting strong. All right, so yen pair is still strong. Yen pair is still strong, more than Australian dollar. All right, so short, it is ready for short term to the upside. So the risk is there because the trend is bearish. This is the trend. Yeah, I think that's it for today. Yeah, enough for today, guys. Any question or any pair we have missed that? Alright guys, thank you very much for being with me. Enjoy your weekend and have a great night. And thank you very much guys for being with me. Bye bye.